say elections has the potential to heighten conflict, especially given security agencies' poor response to emergency and distress calls. This was a position reached in a study conducted by the development experts at the Next Year, a leading policy think tank. The report was authored by Dr. Iro Aido, an associate consultant at Next Year SPD and a senior lecturer at Department of Political Science, University of Benin, Edo State, Nigeria. We're talking about insecurity. We're talking about the politics, the elections in 2023, and even before then, there are states that have elections this June, and Ekiti State is one of those. We'll be talking about all of these and what the outcome of, the elections may be looking like, seeing as how the APC will be conducting its primaries or wrapping up its primaries today. My guest today is Kabir Ahmed Aliyu, who is a defense expert. He's also a public policy strategist as well as a political analyst. He's joining us on the show this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation today, Mr. Aliyu.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on our show.
Now, I like that we are here where the point where, political parties are gradually wrapping up their primaries. The APC has been one party to look out for. Over time, Nigerians have said the APC and the PDP are the big twos, and what happens in these two parties have determined the outcome of who becomes our president in 2023. There are other parties, the Labour Party, for instance, the NNPP. These are parties that are pulling their weight. ADC is there. There's several other parties that are fielding candidates who people consider really credible. At this point where it seems like in the ruling party, there is a divide. Some saying let's have the candidates come from the north. Some others saying no, we can't have that. We want the candidates from the south. And it seems like there's a cabal. Some people have referred to them as a cabal in the presidency that wants the presidency to remain in the north. How's all this playing out for you?
Naturally, that's quite a complex question, but to answer you in a very brief and straightforward manner, first, the decision for the ruling party APC to hand over or give over, the presidential zoning to the south is a reasonable gesture, something that is expected, and we as Northerners should not get any strikes for that. It is fully reasonable at this point. So presently, the ruling party are going through, a power struggle, a tussle among themselves, and this tussle is not absent of personal interest, sentiment, as well as clamoring for the vice presidential position. At the same time, we must understand that the PDP primaries had direct effect on the APC primaries, because the candidates, northeastern candidates emerging from the PDP changed the dynamics for the APC as well as their plans. And then for the third force, which is Labour parties and NPP, which has a dominant support in Kanu and the rest of other parties like ADC and all. This party, we cannot dismiss their oppositions as well. But our worries and concern has been that of structure, financing, as well as having people, across the country that would represent them at the polls. We believe Peter Obi, or rather the Labour Party, is putting up a significant effort to dominate the opposition, conversation. But the question we must ask ourselves is not whether there are young minds supporting Peter Obi, but if these young minds would come out on that day and vote, or whether or not they even, they've acquired their PVCs. And for NNPP, we believe NNPP, in my own opinion, NNPP is quite strong in Kano, and we would see a divide. It would affect both the PDP and APC votes coming out of Kano in the general elections. So that is a powerful and formidable force within Kano. It would be a strong opposition to reckon with. But at the national level, our question is if there is a structure for these third forces to
Let's dwell a little on the APC, which is where all eyes are on the APC today. In the APC, they've been able to streamline the aspirants to about 5 of them. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu. We also have the Ekiti State Governor, Kayode Fayomi, former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, and Governor, only one, Ahmed Lawan, or the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, seems to be the only one who is at the moment in the race from the north. What do you see playing out at the APC primaries today?
So in my calculation, yesterday there were speculations, rumors of Ahmed Lawan, the Senate President, being the preferred candidate for the APC leadership. You cannot dismiss this speculation as holding no merit whatsoever. And then we can see that the northern governors were, clamming down on the party chairman because of his utterance. Apparently, he said something like that, or he insinuated Ahmed Lawan being the preferred candidate. But then that would mean the ruling party going back on their word. They have agreed to hand over power to the south, and the presence of Ahmed Lawan in that place can predict everything they have said. And yes, I think, in my own opinion, the delegates will be swayed towards the southwest because of the key players. We cannot dismiss Amechi's capability and support in the north, especially Katsina, where he has a lot of alliances. But then we have seen this governor's, body language swaying towards the southwest, and which means Tinubu and Osinbajo, as well as Fayemi, hold more ground and more advantage in this primary. But from what we have been receiving within the night, we are made to believe, or there are rumors that about 3 or 4 governors in the north have declared publicly their support, or rather within their camps, their support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But like we've seen in the PDP primaries, anything is possible, and what we are looking out for is who would come and play the top one. Would it be Fayemi handing over his delegates to Osinbajo, or would it be Amechi laying over for Tinubu? These are things you would also have to consider.
Considering that play, we see a situation where yesterday with the former governor of Abia State was speaking and saying, well, in Nigeria, the Southwest has held power as president for 8 years. They've also held, the vice president's position for another 8 years. It would be unjust, according to him, to see power return to the Southwest in the presidency in 2023. And so for him, he would prefer an Ahmed Lawan from the Northeast that has never produced a president, seeing as how the PDP in its own ranks decided to say, let's zone it to the Northeast, since the last person who held power from the PDP was from the South region. Do you also see logic in the Senate Majority Whip, former Majority Whip leader, in his calculations, saying as how the party, the APC, didn't zone to the Southeast?
Not sure. You see, a lot of people will tell you that our diversity is our strength. I agree. But you see, there are people in the Southwest presently clamoring for their state, that this contenders or this candidate should be picked from their state, simply because they feel Ogun has dominated, the party and the power corridors from, the first and second generations of politicians. They believe that Ogun dominates all the appointments, all the party positions that other states in the Northwest have been, basically neglected. Now, if you have this kind of debate coming from the Southwest as well, then you'd understand the PDP. We must acknowledge that the PDP had a South-South president. president, and then had a northern president from the northwest, and then had a western president from Ogun State. Now, we cannot keep seeing the zoning issue as a constitutional issue. It is not. It is a party arrangement. So if we keep replicating the zoning process or the zoning method of PDP in APC, we will keep confusing ourselves. And then why is it that when these people talk about PDP, they talk about PDP in a regional way, in just the north and the south. But then when it comes down to APC, they break sub-regions. It's all of a sudden it's southwest, northwest, this. No, we handed, as northerners, I'm a northerner, we handed power to the south. We agreed the southerners should go this time. I think it rests solely on the southerners to decide among themselves and bring out a candidate from whichever region as long as it's a southerner. And for the southeasterners, with all due respect, they cannot produce a president with complaints and cry for marginalization. They need to make better alliances, better conditions, better margins, and we've seen it with the PDP. What was 5 southerners doing on that ticket? The PDP left their party primaries open. There was no zoning. What was 5 southerners doing on that card, on that ballot paper? A northerner paved way for a northerner. Chabon paved way for Atiku. What was 5 southerners doing on that card? So we must ask questions like this as well.
All right, so a two-time governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, penned a letter to Asiwaju, who is a southerner as himself. In this open letter, I don't know if you've seen that letter. I'm going to try to read the letter to you. It says, open letter to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Dear Asiwaju, let me start this letter to you, to your good self, whom I considered as one of the leading lights of the Yoruba nation, as a letter that may not be patronizing, especially for the content based on the subjective views I will express here as a Yoruba man and not as a politician. It goes on to say, I equally wish to state that I am not an APC man and will never be. I'm writing based on my observed views and attached possible dangers about your good self against tomorrow. One of the undeniable facts in your outburst in Abeokuta, which is clear indication that you clearly saw a political danger to which you reacted. This informed the basis of my writing to you now. I equally read the reactions of your political allies both in the north and in the south. The reactions gave me great cause of concern for you and your life. Again, I see danger. As a knowledgeable student of history whom you are, our great late sage, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and the celebrated winner of the June 12, 1993 general election, Alhaji Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, were led to the Golgotha by self-acclaimed champions of democracy. I am sure the same people may advise you to ignore my advice. Going by the handwritings that are now clearly on the wall, if I may comment, sir, I see you as one that may be swimming against the political tide of the cabal in your party. They are equally preparing for your actions and reactions and are fully set to contain same as they did to both Awolowo and Abiola. Unfortunately, your kingdom has been badly balkanized if what happened in Abeokuta is anything to go by. My advice, it says, the book of Proverbs chapter 22 verse 3, the Good News Translation, quotes, sensible people will see trouble coming and avoid it, and unthinking people will work into it. End of quote. Again, Asiwaju, for reasons of not being misinterpreted, I would like to stop here and allow you to take your decisions, good or bad, as a wise, full-grown man, adult who you are. I wish you best of luck, Ayo Fayose. Now, in that advice, we could tell that Ayo Fayose is speaking to an elder statesman, a kingsman, and advising him to maybe withdraw from the race. What do you see? And he says that there might be trouble, there might be problem. Also linking it to Obafemi Awolowo and Abiola, God rest his soul, who was said to have won one of the freest elections or fairest elections in the country. Do you see the same fate playing out for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as they go into the primaries?
No, I do not see the same thing going towards Asiwaju Bola. And the former governor of Ekiti State is quite humorous and very funny person. Because to make that letter very precise and brief, he should have written Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the leader of the Yoruba, a leader in the Yoruba land, or the leader of the Yoruba land. I am inviting you to the PDP because the APC has betrayed you and your life is in danger. But all you see all the drama that has been surrounding Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu started from his own camp. Rauf Aribeshala had an issue with him. His vice president has been tagged as either the prodigal son or probably the cursed son, or the disloyal son. So what fire is insinuating regarding the realities around God rest his soul, Chief Moshood Abiola and Awolowo is something to instigate, Tinubu against his northern counterparts. And we expect things like this, at the eve of elections. But I do not believe. You see, one thing I know for certain is even the APC leadership cannot predict for certain the outcome of their primaries. This is why they resulted a consensus during the convention. The only people, you see, let me quickly digress and tell you this. You see, the one people that can make you the most powerful person in this country are the same people that will break you. These are the governors' forum. This is the most powerful association in this country. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made a lot of people governors and members of this association. Now, let's wait at the primary ground and see if his loyalties, regardless of the media attacks, regardless of the fratricidal issues within the party, regardless of his issue with the APC chairman, let's wait and see. Would favor beget favor, would loyalty beget loyalty, and then we can decide or determine if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will leave the party. But for his life being on the line, that is a pure speculation from a man who has, been dramatic in the political space for too long.
Now, speaking of betrayal, some people say there's no form of betrayal anywhere. Nobody betrayed anybody. In politics, interests change. And while their interests may have aligned with that of Asiwaju in 2015 and 2019, in 2023 or in 2022 as it is, those interests may have changed. And so he should be able to bear with it because that's what politics is. As a master strategist that he is referred to as, he should understand that people have interests, and when these interests change, they also realign with where their interest lies. What do you say about that? Because people have been talking about betrayal, and some people don't see that betrayal.
I totally, with everything in me, I totally don't agree with that. What are we teaching the younger ones? What are the leaders teaching us? Should you and I not have gentleman's agreement? Yes, gentleman's agreement might not be, imposed. It is not imposable by any cut of law in the country. But what are we even what are not our bounds? Like if we cannot keep to our word. Now, what we are saying is we are not sure right now if Asiwaju is being betrayed because the president has not made any proclamation against Asiwaju or in favor of another candidate. But what we know for certain, I will speak in my capacity, or rather, I will speak as a northerner. The reason why is because we made this deal. We invited people to a merger and a coalition and an allegiance in
when you say we made this deal, you made this deal. Some people would not agree that they were any part of any deal to have the president return to or be handed over to somebody else. Are you speaking for yourself if you were in that meeting where the deal was made?
I was not in that meeting, but there are people central and people present in that meeting who came out openly and said that the northern faction agreed to hand over power to the southwest when Buhari is gone. Italy, there are people speculation 7 years ago in 2016, after the sit-down for that matter, that Antanta, that the president has agreed to render support for Tinubu when he is done with his own time.
People also say that Atiku is a northerner. He was also a part of the APC, a bloc in the APC. And in 2019, he contested against the president. If he wanted power to return to the north, and he still contested in 2023, if he was part of that agreement, don't you say don't you think that there's a fundamental problem with the agreement already?
But the former vice president was no more a member of the APC. He left for the PDP. So if there was a deal that involved him, he does not feel any obligation to enforce it if he's no more a member of the party. What we are saying is that a lot of people have helped the president, come into power. We cannot dismiss the efforts of Anichi as well. But the point of the conversation is we called on the Southwesterners to come to us, to have a deal with us, and they agreed to come. And there are speculations that a deal was made. And all we are saying is if a deal was made, it rests solely on the personality of the president to implement or honor this deal. If he fails to do that, it rests solely on him. But we are hoping that he would keep to his word. If he has made a deal saying I would support Atiwaju Bola and Tinubu, this does not involve strong army anything. It only involves giving support, reciprocating the same support Atiwaju has given him in 2015 and 2019.
All right, Kabir. Kabir, let's bring in a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hi, Prince, good morning.
Good morning, Paul. I'm glad you're here this morning. Good to have you join us.
Good morning to the guest. My Prince, you see, what is playing out in the political arena now is giving us a better age. We that are looking for a third point. And whether we like it or not, Peter Obi seems to be like a third point to me. Now, if the North, I'm from the North, I've always said it, and I will say it, and I will vote for it, that I'm for the Southerner, because, you see, when things get heated up in this country, the only thing we can do to balance it up is to make people feel.
Unfortunately, we lost connection with Paul. You two can be a part of the conversation. Let us in on your thoughts. Call 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. We're still going to talk about the insecurity. We'll move into that in a bit. Hello, good morning.
Thank you, my friend, Mayowa.
Thank you for joining us, Mayowa.
I just have to appreciate your guest. He has really spoken brilliantly, and I really applaud him. Mr. Farage, who is also my brother from the same place, may be speaking under a particular illusion. And I want Ahmed Bola Tinubu to ignore whatever advice that is coming from Farage. Farage suddenly woke up to realize all these things. He's the same person that has been going to Lagos, trying to give some solidarity. But because he's a favored person, Atiku, as a man in PDP, is now coming, maybe they are using him. He should ignore whatever that is coming from Farage. He's not even in the right position to advise him. The situation on ground today is different from what Farage is referencing. Asiwaju Ahmed has played his politics like a national person. That's why he's called, he's acclaimed as a national leader of APC. He's somebody that has built his political career right from over 25-30 years ago. Having in mind that everybody in Nigeria matters if he must succeed in any political desire. And he has done that. Just like the guest explained, he's not asking Buhari to come and push him and make him president. please just give me a bit of support, just like I've given to you. And I think that's all he wanted. And in this primary that is causing confusion, what is he asking for? Please allow us to contest in a very fair and atmosphere. And I think it's not more than that. Everybody is going to be in camera there. Even your station will be there and see. Everything that is devoid of manipulation. If you lose gallantly. And I think that's what the majority of those who believe in him, who are following him, want to happen. But not an imposition. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much for joining the conversation. Now, we're going to have to take a pause now. The conversation continues here on your radio experience. You can count on. We'll be talking a bit on security. We'll also, be looking at the president's body language. The president is the president giving support by saying he's not anointing anyone, seeing as how people believe that Shiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu gave him a lot of support in 2015 and 2019, and he should also reciprocate that. Is the president giving that kind of support with his body language and with his statements saying no anointed candidates, no anointed aspirant, no one is backing anybody. Just go out and contest freely and win.
Eagles 102.3.
The sun's up and so should your radio. Tune in to the sunny side on Eagles 102.3 FM. Every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m.
Oh my God, seriously.
The sunny side show. The sunny side show.
Don't worry, it's not Corona.
Let's talk service. Let's talk funding. Let's talk entrepreneurship. On The Entrepreneur, we explore industries, businesses, changemakers, and more. Join the conversation weekdays, Monday to Thursday, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja.
Break it down.
Back to the music in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Get the show on the road.
Back to some more music right here. Check it out right here.
Time to break it down now. Break it down. Eagles 102.3.
Get updates, get informed, avoid traffic, and get home early. Tune in to Traffic Rush weekdays 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja.
Make some noise one more time.
Hey, yo, what's up? Yo, it's the Kid 50 Cent.
Hey, what up? This Chris Brown.
What's up, y'all? This is Eminem.
Yeah, what the deal? This is Nas.
You're listening.
102.3 Eagles FM.
Eagles.
Yeah, that's us. Cause we play this.
I'll be a no Zumba. I know they don't want me the money to come my
102.3.
Long weekend. At last.
In this holiday lockdown, my body got rid of them toxins.
Who's ready for winter? Woo! Nobody? Me either.
102.3.
Eagles 102.3.
Eagles.
Follow us on Instagram.
Sounds like this.
Eagles 102.3.
The hits for your drive home.
Eagles 102.3.
All your favorite music.
I listen non-stop. All my favorite music. I listen every day. This is the home.
Eagles.
More variety.
102.3.
Your station for today's R&B and old school.
Non-stop hits.
Eagles 102.3.
Abuja.
Your number one radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
That's so pretty.
9:42.
Eagles morning ride. Eagles morning ride.
9:42 is the time. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're continuing the conversation this morning. We're talking insecurity ahead of the 2023 elections. My guest today is Kabir Ahmed Aliyu, defense expert, public policy strategist as well as political analyst. He's joining us this morning on the conversation. We're talking, and we'll bring you into the conversation. Feel free to join in now. 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. The stocks of betrayal. Who's betraying who? Is there betrayal? Do you agree that there is a betrayal? Looking at the ranks of the APC. Some say the president made an agreement with the Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and now he's reneging on that agreement. Do you accept? Do you not? What do you think? Let me in on your thoughts. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Elder Noja. Good to have you.
Good morning, my brother. I have said it before, and I have to repeat it. You see that before you know if you go on, you're supposed to think about the issue of Nigeria. You see, what is happening to Abiola, that's what is happening to Tinubu. Tinubu is qualified to win Nigeria election. But if they can't give it to Tinubu, the problem there, they have Safran in the north yet. They can never allow Christian to come and be a vice president to represent them.
When you say they can never allow, it makes you seem like you're speaking for them. You seem like you're part of them. You know what they want to do.
Listen to me. I was in the center of Abiola's problem.
That was 30 years ago.
I know the problem from A to Z. When Abiola win a primary election, he just the Lion House calling Abuja. We don't appoint your vice president until you come to Abuja. Abiola came to Abuja and then they say everything to Abiola, all the secrets of Nigeria to Abiola, and they suggest that Abiola should appoint Pastor Bantia. Pastor Bantia, the former Labour leader from Adamawa State, as a vice president. Later Abiola take it to the party, they reject it. Somebody like Governor Brother from Katsina State, and then Suleiman Muchika from Adamawa State. He gathered the governor from North where they reject it. And then they put a meeting for Doba Hotel to elect a vice president. Abiola went that way before Abiola entered that meeting. They have nominated King Gibi to be vice president of Abiola. They making them nominate King Gibi. The Christian army, they went to this violent in the army. So they are not going to agree. But it was a Muslim leader in Nigeria. Trouble starting with the Nigerian army. And then government has to send an organization called Data for Nigeria to court to solve the election. But the judge ruled in Abuja will say a court can never stop INEC not to publish the election. And then that's why Babangida has to take decision to annul that Abiola did this. And then when they bring the Obasanjo from prison, they allow him to contest as a president. They bring that Atiku Abubakar to him to come and control him. The same house happening.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And then Obasanjo refused. That's the problem between Obasanjo and Atiku.
Thank you again, Noja. We appreciate you calling in. Thank you very much. Another caller is here. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
My opinion this morning.
Sorry, what's your name? What's your name? We didn't
my
get
name
your
is Yvonne. I'm calling from Wuse.
Yvonne?
I'm calling from Wuse. Yvonne.
Okay, Yvonne, good to have you. Let's hear you.
All right, number one, Nigerians should not be surprised about what is happening, because I was one of the people who really was so happy to vote for Mr. President on the promises of corruption and also what he said he was going to do concerning changing Nigeria. But from what we have seen, he has never kept any promise of his. So definitely it shows that Mr. President has a problem with keeping to his promises. As for Tinubu, I'm not a Tinubu fan, but if he had a promise with Tinubu, because Tinubu supported it, all Nigerians saw how he supported it. I don't think it is wrong for him to keep his promise again and support or help Tinubu in becoming their flag bearer. But if he doesn't keep that promise, Nigerians are watching and we know that he's not a promise keeper. He promised us security, we do not have security. He promised Nigerians so many things, jobs, lights. None of his promises have been kept. He's not a promise keeper. We are watching APC and we are not surprised. If people are surprised, I am not surprised. The man is not a man of character.
I'm sorry. We would have to not. We can't take that. Please This kind of statements are not welcome on the program. We're talking about the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. At least some level of respect should be accorded him. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for that correction that you corrected there. See, if I am to respond to that this thing, I will tell you that no government, since we came into this democracy, no government has. If they keep to their promise, even the parliament, even the time of our country in lament. When Yaradua came in lament, some people even call Yaradua 7-point agenda, 0 agenda. You understand? So even during the time of Jonathan, we lament. Some people will call his government that time his government of Gaddafi. You understand? See, I think it is. We should just avoid all this kind of thing. You know, I just want to buttress on what my brother said, Mayowa. See, as far as I'm concerned, I said something here the other time, and I'm going to say it again, that if anybody is calculating what happened to Abiola, we should pray that we should know that such things will not happen to Nigeria again. Because if it happens, I'm telling you, it's going to be disastrous. I don't even pray to see such thing again in this country. Please, people should just forget about that notion of what is happening to Abiola is what is happening to Atuadi Bola Tinubu. If these people know they had an agreement with this man, there should be an enabling environment for they should create a platform for every candidate to strike this. Because I, as a person, I don't do things. You get my point? Because I struggle not for my childhood to this level. I struggle all alone. I have never benefited, if not even tax we are collecting both indirectly and directly. We have been paying tax.
Thank you very much, Clement. We'll have to let you go. We're running out of time. Thank you so much. We got your point. Back to you, Kabir. You see, someone like Elder Noja believes that, well, the North would not allow Ashwaju become president because they would not want to have a Christian vice president. That's his insinuation, and he says that's what the same thing that played out in Abiola's case. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is that in 1999 against Falai, we Northerners gave Obasanjo, who is a Christian Southwesterner, about 1 million plus votes, and he emerged as the winner of the general election. We did this, our vote against a Muslim Northern opposition. The talk behind Abiola is conned or is built from people who do not want the brotherhood, the unity, the friendship, between the Southwest and the North to continue. I am saying this because, you see, we Northerners now, we have made an oath to ourselves that after what the Southwest did to us in 2016 and 2019, we owe them not only the presidency or our support, we owe them love and respect, regardless of religion. A Southwesterner was there for us when we wanted to take us way, because PDP only gave the North 2 years of a rule. Only 2. Out of that 13 years, only 2 was for the North.
But that's not so correct, because I mean, the person who won the ticket or who won the presidential election passed on due to natural causes.
Because he did 2 years, so how many years is remaining? So why are people still clamoring for the PDP to get to go to the South, knowing very well that the Northerner was in the PDP, he died, handed over part of the power to the South, the South man was done, it should go back to the North to complete its tenure. Even if the Northerner spent 8 years in PDP, it would not equal the number of years a Southerner has spent ruling Nigeria in PDP. So everybody has a counter-argument to this, so-called objective reasoning in nature.
Okay, now let's talk about let's quickly move away from this. We're running out of time. We have less than 1 minute to wrap this up. There's insecurity, and people are saying, reports are saying that it might get worse as we draw towards 2023 elections. How do we avert that?
We need to be at alert. We need our early warning signals, early warning system to be active, proactive. What we want to see is we don't want to be repelling attacks, we want to be stopping attacks. You know, invest on the police, the FIB, the Federal Intelligence Bureau to be on a counter proactive, alert. This is the only way we can stop this massacres, this insecurities from happening. Our highways, there must be highway controls. We must return highway controls, or else on the east of the lecture we will see, mass movement of weapons. It mustn't be rifles, it could just be knives and machetes, and we must pay attention to this. And this media outlets, journalists and media outlets, their reports must be connected as also a source of intelligence. Because you see, this independent media tend to have still in the disconnect between the government, the security agencies and the community.
All right, Kabir, I'm so sorry. We'd have to drop this now. I have a message here from Chooks, and he says, "Good morning, Ihana Joe, the guest. The APC is presently doing things in bad taste just to conduct party primaries. Wahala. It took this same party many moons to bring in a substantive party chairman after the previous one left. I'm simply waiting to see if INEC will misbehave and extend deadline." Thank you so much, Chooks. And thank you to my guest, Kabir Ahmed Aliyu, defense expert, public policy strategist, and political analyst. Thank you so much for talking with us this morning. Really appreciate your time on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being a part of it this morning. And to everyone who called in and sent in messages, we really appreciate you. Olije takes over in 1 or 2, 3 extra in a bit. She got the glasses on. Olije, good morning.
See me, sight me, social.
Where the cameras are, check there, check it out. You look good. You're looking good.
Thank you.
What's happening?
I'm good. It's Tuesday. I feel much better than yesterday. Yesterday, I wanted to start because of what happened on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it dampened everybody's spirits.
I didn't know how I was going to come out.
Yeah.
It was just like, mixed feelings.
It's okay. We have a better day today, and let's hope that, things play out.
Tuesday's going to be lit. It's going to be a lit show.
Yeah. All right, keep it locked here. Business News is up next. My name is Ihana Joe Prince. If I missed out taking your message, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We're out of time.
Into Eagles 102.3 News Bits.